Is the Hurricane motor unreliable? This should be an easy question to answer, but it really isn't, because a lot of people have a skewed conception of reliability when it comes to complex turbocharged forced induction engines. To answer that question, we first need to come to an understanding on how do you define reliability, and then answer the question of, well, is the Hurricane motor unreliable? Does it fit that definition? I actually have some oil and a new oil filter. If you're watching this video, I've actually just done the oil change on my truck. You can watch that up above. That's the first oil change on this truck at around 1,600 miles. And I get into a lot of different things regarding oil spec, the oil that you should go with, why I'm doing my first oil change at 1,600 miles, and then what I will do for intervals moving forward. Let's talk about what makes an engine unreliable. In my opinion, there's like two different factors that can sort of play with each other. The first is a poor design, right? A poor engine design ultimately long-term may make an engine unreliable. Now, it seems like in the modern era, you see this less, but that is one element of this. And the second element is premature failure that you see on maybe an engine that was otherwise designed pretty good, or on paper at least looks good. A great example of this is Toyota's V35A engine that is in the new Tundras, their 3.4 liter design. It on paper is a very good engine, but we see in practice those engines are experiencing premature catastrophic failures, and there's a lot of documented cases of that already. And actually we're seeing that across a couple of Toyota's recent engine designs, which is of course disappointing, but nonetheless you see we have those two different buckets, right? Poor engine design or good engine design, but premature failure in certain areas. With the Hurricane, we don't really have either of those, right? This is a good, stout design, and I'll get into that in a moment. And the engine's been out for about 4 years now, and there was a couple things that they fixed on the early iterations. There was some sensors. I think there was some coolant issues that they had to work through, some premature sensor failures, but nothing catastrophic, right? And by the time they got this engine into the 2025 and up Ram 1500s, it's now a good engine, and we're not seeing any major issues, and we're certainly not seeing anything catastrophic. There's that aspect of it, right? Now, this engine, the design started, it seems like very early concepts were just after the financial crisis in 2008 into early 2009, and then the engine design itself actually really started going into place in around 2013. And at the time, Stellantis was doing early initial research into forced induction type engines in response to Ford's movement towards turbocharging. Now, the companies went in two different directions, right? We can look at Ford's 3.5 EcoBoost in their more recent 2.7, which that 2.7 is a great design. But Stellantis went in a different direction. Now, that different direction correlates a little more closely with BMW's philosophy and what they've been doing forever now. I'm not going to say Stellantis copied BMW, because if you just look at the history and the dates, it's impossible, right? The Hurricane motor is very similar to BMW's S58 design, which that S58 engine has been around now for maybe 7 years. It's in their G80 M3, G82 M4, G87 M2, the F97, F98. It's a great engine, strong bottom end, and we're seeing examples now in the 15 to 1700 horsepower range. Of course, those are more extreme examples, but the engine can handle it, there's no question, and it's a proven design. The Hurricane motor just happens to be very similar to that, but I wouldn't go as far as to say that Stellantis copied BMW, because again, the initial design of this engine and the initial architecture started years before the S58 came out, even before the S55 came out, which was the predecessor to the S58 on the BMW side. Now, what is the Hurricane engine? It's a 3 liter straight six, right? So straight six design, it's more balanced. Generally, it's lighter. You'll have smoother throttle inputs, and naturally, it also takes up less room in the engine bay. It's a great framework to work off of. Now, Stellantis has a closed deck aluminum block, just like the S58. You have a forged crankshaft, just like the S58, forged rods, I don't believe you have forged pistons. So the high output version of the Hurricane, I think, does have forged pistons. These, they're cast pistons, but they have oil squirters, just like the S58. Both engines weigh about the same. I think they're in both the mid 400 pound range. The standard output Hurricane is going to be a little bit lighter than the S58. So very similar. With that, right, the engine is more complex. Forced induction engines, they run harder, they run hotter, way more pressure, way more parts, way more complex. So when you have a way more complex engine, what does that mean? That means that long term, you're going to have an engine that costs more to maintain. There is no way around that. That's just the facts, right? You have a more complex cooling system, multiple coolant pumps. You have wastegates, you have water to air cooling systems. You have way more sensors on this engine. You have double overhead cam, variable valve timing, all these different things that are going to cost money to maintain as the engine ages, right? Compared to the HEMI. The HEMI is a way more simple design, way less sensors, way less parts. But I want to be very clear here. An engine that costs more to maintain and has more parts that can fail does not equal unreliable. And I think this is where people get it all wrong. They say, oh, turbocharged engines are unreliable. No, you just have a misunderstanding of what unreliable means. Again, as I said earlier, unreliable is poor engine design or an engine that maybe is good or well designed on paper but has premature failure. We're not seeing that here. Now, of course, time will tell. And I'm not saying that long term this engine is going to cost less to maintain than the HEMI. I can already tell you it will cost more. Ram's giving you a 10-year, 100,000 mile warranty. I personally am not going to own this engine past 100,000 miles, or the truck itself in general. On modern cars, I just don't even know if I'd recommend that in general. They don't build cars like they used to. To answer the question of the video, really, do I think the Hurricane motor is unreliable? At this point, I'm going to say no. I do not think it's unreliable. Is it going to cost more to maintain than the HEMI? Yes, it will. Is it a more complex design than the HEMI? Yes, it is. But let's look at the engine from a design standpoint, right? The Hurricane is about 130 pounds lighter than the HEMI. A lot of aluminum, right? Aluminum block, aluminum oil pan, a lot of aluminum right in between all that. So it's a lighter engine. And if you look, I mean, the engine is sitting pretty much entirely forward of the axle. So you're 130 pounds lighter. And on the Warlock, if you were to change nothing else and you just swapped the HEMI out for the Hurricane, you've saved 130 pounds, which on a truck that already has bad weight distribution, right? Generally trucks are 60-40 weight balance. And usually they, balance out after you add more cargo to the rear or you're towing. 130 pound lighter engine is going to help with weight distribution. That's going to send your center of mass slightly rearwards. That definitely helps when it comes to engine design, right? The engine, it's a straight six, it's going to be smoother. The power delivery is smoother. Now, if you look at this engine versus the S58, specifically the standard output Hurricane, right? The higher output Hurricane motor in the RHO, that engine's even closer to the S58 because, again, you have forged pistons, you have different turbos. That engine's running about 4 PSI higher. Your minimum 91 octane, just like the S58. That engine's calibrated differently. It's calibrated for performance, where this engine is calibrated for low-end torque and efficiency. You can run this engine on 87, no problems. The timing will adjust. The torque is low down. Torque is peaking at, I think, 300 to 3,500 RPMs. And the torque right from the start of the RPM range is high. It peaks early on. Whereas the S58, the torque band is strong right through 7,000 plus RPMs. Again, different engine designs in the sense of what they're designed to do, right? The S58 it's designed for performance, right? It's a performance engine. The standard output Hurricane, I wouldn't say that. And for this truck, it's a fantastic motor. So I hope that gives you guys a little bit of perspective when somebody asks you, is the Hurricane unreliable, or are forced induction engines in general unreliable? The answer is no, unless proven otherwise. Don't draw the cheap and foul conclusion that a higher cost engine to maintain long-term equals unreliability. They're two different things. These service intervals are going to be different on an engine like this versus the HEMI. But if the manufacturer is telling you right up front, hey, these are the parts that will fail at approximately these points, if you are maintaining your engine, it should not be unreliable. And if it is, if you have parts that are prematurely failing, well, that's a different story. But again, we're not really seeing that on this engine. Thanks for watching. Again, I've already done the oil change on this truck, around 1,600 miles. Go watch that video. I talk more about this engine and I get into oil, which is sort of an interesting discussion because this engine and the high output engine are running different oil specs, and I talk about how that looks.